We're part of the Fired Up Sports Network of shows. Please check out other Fired Up Sports Network podcasts like the P-Lot Pod, Water Cooler Talk, Bell Smashers, Philly Sports Love and Pain, Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports, and the Fired Up Sports Show, which are available on all major podcasting hosting sites and social media. Also, check out Mark Ramos' Roundup on firedupsports.com, which breaks down the happenings going on with all your favorite local teams.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Swinging a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup for the lead. Yes!
Iverson, wow, what a fake off Daniels as he broke his ankles and got all the way to the cup.
What's going on?
What's up, gentlemen?
Holy
fuck
shit.
Dallas.
No, fuck
Dallas.
Fuck Dallas.
Fuck Dallas.
Good Lord. Rich, I think I'm about to celebrate my 56th birthday.
Happy birthday.
That game took about fucking 15
Yo,
years
Adam.
off my life.
Oof.
I mean, listen.
Don,
sitting
skip
here-
to 62. Skip to
Yo,
62
yo,
and retire, baby.
Yo, you ain't lying on that one. I got the countdown on. I got to teach. I got to teach until 2040 until
Nice.
retirement.
I like
the
it.
Peasers retirement kicks in. But good Lord, listen, not for nothing, but we are sitting here talking about an 8-1 Birds team. So
8-1.
let's not get it twisted.
What's up, Chris?
Some of the games have not looked pretty, but
No.
there's a lot of teams around the league that have looked just as ugly.
There's a lot of teams
I-
who lost to
I-
worse teams than we did.
The Bills, right? The 49ers. The
Fucking
Bengals,
Kansas
right?
City
They all-
loses to Denver.
Yep.
That Denver and Detroit right now, the Detroit that loss doesn't look nearly as bad now, but you've got other teams that have looked really crappy and lost, and you have the one blemish from the Jets, where you turn the ball over four times.
Four
But
times, yeah.
Yeah.
this team, man, they figure out ways to win.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're putting together. They're figuring it out, right? They may put us through fucking heart attacks and seizures and God knows what other medical conditions would jeopardize our life.
I
But
had 3
at the end of the day,
panic attacks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Last drive alone, fucking, I thought I was gonna die. Sitting next to my wife and my son, and they're like, my son's just like, "What's wrong, Dad?" I'm like, "What? You don't understand." And Jamie's like, "Why is the clock not running?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" And she's like, "You'll go to bed after this." I'm like, "This is gonna be the longest 2 minutes in the world." I'm like, "In the world?" And it was. Oh my
Dude.
God! Bradbury
They
goes
did
out.
Everything.
Clay goes
They
out.
did everything for them. They did. All they did was didn't win the game. I mean, the pass interference, the roughing the passer, which was tick tack, the offside. Like, I'm like, really? This is what's gonna happen against Dallas?
Yeah,
Joe,
I
you could
thought it was over.
if you would have told me that, like, with 46 seconds left, you were gonna get them to have the ball at the 14-yard line with no timeouts and have to go the length of the field, I'd sign up for that.
Yeah.
Right. But like they the only play on that whole drive where they advance the ball is that one crossing pattern to CeeDee Lamb. Everything else, you move the ball on the first play, the ball moves all the way to midfield on the pass interference. Then you get there was another penalty. I don't remember what it was because I was losing my fucking mind. You get another 15-yard penalty. Was that the Reddick? Was that the quarterback?
Where he came up and like gave him like the push. Whatever.
And then did the Jalen Carter offsides, right? You put them within earshot of fucking scoring. Thank God you get the back-to-back sacks that put them out of, it puts them in a really, really strenuous spot to be able to get the ball in the end zone. But holy fuck!
I know. Well,
like,
look, let's rewind to the drive where Dax, they get the touchdown, and he's on that trying to get to the right corner of the end zone, and here comes BG. If he has the presence of mind, I mean, he's got the size and the ability to cut that ball in, take the hit, and probably get into the end zone.
And just fall in.
Fall in, dude. Just fall in. But no. Oh, there's that right foot out of bounds. Then you set up a whole different scenario for that last.
So they probably lose the game.
They could lose the game. They could all they need is a field goal to tie it to go into overtime. There were so many plays where they came up small. The play at the goal line where he catches the ball and his knee is down. Like, dude, you gotta know where you are on the field.
Like, you're talking about, like, BG's got all the momentum is taking him towards the sideline. All it would have taken was one little stutter step.
Yeah.
Let BG fly by and walk in. Like, they really did come within, like, inches of this game. Because, right, Joe, if he gets that 2-point conversion, the next drive is the play at the goal line where Blankenship makes the tackle on the goal line to stop him. If that's the case, right, they're kicking a field goal to tie the game. They're not going for it on fourth down. And then when they get the ball with 46 seconds, they run the clock all the way down, and they're kicking a field goal and winning the game.
Yep.
Like, that 2-point conversion was fucking everything. And Dak had a zillion options during the course of this game to be the guy, and he just reiterated everything we already knew about why he isn't.
Right. Like, okay, when the scramble play where he runs down and gets tackled and gets flipped like a rag doll at the 1 or 2.
Oh, that was amazing.
Right.
You mean to tell me Jalen Hurts does the same play and lowers his shoulder and plows his way in? Yep. You remember the Super Bowl?
Yep.
You remember the Super Bowl? I think he had 4 guys in front of him, and he was still able to get into that end zone.
Yeah.
He bailed. He went airborne. Once you go airborne,
yep, anything can fucking happen.
Like,
so,
8-1, baby.
I love everything about it. And then watching the aftermath of the fucking Cowboys fucking crying, and the fans are just, they're the better team. No, they weren't. They lost. The better team doesn't lose. I'm sorry. I don't care. Yeah. I had this conversation today. Popped from work for a little bit. Was off at Ollie, because Jersey, we don't like sending our kids to school in the month of November. I think we're allergic to it. So he was home. It is what it is.
Always, Adam. Always.
Yeah.
Dude, it's all they do, Adam. It's all they do. Yeah. And we're talking, and I'm like, man, I can't stand these analysts. I couldn't stand the Skip Bayless and Michael Irvin. Just like,
did you see that with Keyshawn?
Yeah.
Did you see
and
that?
Keyshawn's like,
laying into him?
Keyshawn's like the Eagles. Who are the who's the better team on the field? The Eagles. No, they weren't. Dak had this, and you lost. You could go out there and throw for 1,000 yards, and if you lose 199, you lost.
Yeah,
you're not the better team. The better team doesn't look away the loser. I'm sorry, that's not what it is. Like in the Super Bowl, the Eagles, were we the better team? No, we fucking lost to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. We were not the better team. We did not win. If you win, you're the better team. It doesn't matter how you win. It's how you get it done. And then I look at the disrespectful rankings from ESPN putting 7 other teams ahead of the Eagles statistically. Well, guess what? Statistically, we're 8-1. Statistically, we're 8-1. We
And at
beat.
the end of the day, that's the only fucking thing that matters.
It's the only thing that fucking matters.
Yeah.
How many teams did we beat that are over 500?
Oh, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pull it up.
How many teams did Dallas beat that was over 500? Dallas can't beat anybody with a winning record.
Nobody.
No one.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely
Right.
no.
You saw the stat pop up in the I think it was in the second or third quarter, right? The stat about Dak's performance when they're trailing versus Hurts when they're trailing.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts
Complete
statistics
opposite. Complete
first
opposite.
at the top of all NFL quarterbacks. Dak Prescott last. Like when they're down, he's great. He's great when they are rolling.
When the game's not on the line.
When the game's not on a line, when you look at the games when they're rolling up 40 plus points against the Rams, and the Rams are a fucking Swiss cheese defense, he's got no problem. He can find CeeDee Lamb, he can find the tight ends, he can hit a Tony Pollard. But when the game's on a line, right, and the play that sealed the deal for me was that rush to the line to get the playoff when all they had to do was clock it on second down.
Yeah. And
they rush everybody up to the line to run a play that ends up not being successful, and you waste it down in a big spot, in a big moment. Instead of staying calm, you rush everybody and you make a shitty play. Like I just that to me was the play like that solidified everything for me.
Yeah.
And it's fourth down, last play of the game for Dallas. I understand you want to get the ball to CeeDee Lamb, but you basically have our entire secondary lined up at the goal line, and you throw the ball short of the end zone. What is that?
It was a weird fucking play.
You have to at least be at the goal line, or
Yeah.
just throw up a prayer in the end zone.
Like, you think that he's going to like break a tackle and run in? That's not going to happen. Like, you have to take a shot at the end zone, whether it be a tip drill or something like. Or if you're running that play, there needs to be somebody directly behind CeeDee Lamb that he can flip it to.
Yep.
And there wasn't. Like, it's the strangest play calling. But again, I am not happy with the performance of the Psy. I am hating this soft fucking defense. It's killing me because you're seeing these slot guys and these tight ends just destroy them. The outside, honestly, didn't play bad, but they were just getting carved up in the middle of the field. And now Nakobe Dean's going to be on IR. That fucking sucks. Someone's got to step up. Someone in the secondary has to step up, whether it be Ricks, whether it be
your boy's coming back.
You'll probably get Roby back.
Roby's coming back. When's
Roby's
Maddox coming back?
Avante Maddox? No.
No, he's done for
he tore his ACL.
Oh, he tore his ACL. Oh shit.
No, he's a pec. He's a 20.
Yeah, for pec. Sorry,
I was gonna say, all right, Peck. I thought he was only out for like 6
No,
weeks.
he's out for the season. He's out for the
Fuck.
year.
Yeah, he's a
right.
And
now you
you'll
got Goddard out for the season.
Yep.
Goddard's out for the season.
I think you'll get Jurgens. I think you'll get
Oh, not for the
Jurgens
season.
back.
He's out for what? Four season for four to 6 weeks.
Dude, I knew he broke his arm the moment he got tackled because of the way the Dallas defender
twisted it and slammed it into the turf.
Yeah, he twisted it. I'm like, he broke his arm.
They're investigating that for. I mean, if they find that he did that, that definitely should be a suspension.
You see it clear as day.
I
saw it clear as day.
In my mind, that's a
his arm.
suspension.
Yeah, it's a green stick fracture. It's like what you see from like abuse victims, like when you fucking twist it. Like you see this shit all the time. Like come on, man. Like that's bullshit. You shouldn't. I get it, but like you don't go out there and try to hurt people. Like I don't care how bad the rivalry is. I don't ever wish to see anybody get fucking hurt. I love seeing Dak Prescott get fucking rocked, but I mean that's a play that he.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want him hurt, but I mean that's a play like you threw yourself in the air. Anything can happen at that moment, but you don't drag somebody to the ground and twist their arm. Like,
it's a football play.
Bullshit. Yeah, we're not fucking doing MMA and fucking getting people in fucking arm bars and shit when you're bringing them to the ground. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
That and that stupid fucking hip tackle, the hip drop tackle, that shit needs to go. Like, I'm fucking over seeing dudes fucking just throw their weight in the back of the guy's legs and fucking snapping legs. I'm like, this is just some of this shit. But then you have the opposite side. The fucking penalties are just stupid. You see fucking DeAndre Swift? DeAndre Swift, $50,000 fine for an angry run stiff arm.
Yeah, give me a break.
Wasn't called. Jaylen Warren got fined $98,000 over 2 weeks. That's 2 game checks they took from him on 2 pass blocking plays that were not called penalties. Like these penalties and these fines are so fucking stupid. If you want these guys to play flag football, then let them play flag football.
Well, hold that thought.
I already know what you're talking about.
That's something.
Flag football.
Oh, come on. We'll have some fun with it.
No, I don't want to see I do not want to see a bunch of NFL players play flag football. I do not.
Rich, humor me. Humor me and have fun with it. We'll talk about it.
We'll build our own.
We'll talk about it later. But talk to me, like Rich. I'm completely with you as far as the side and the approach. I need to see more of an aggressive take, and you're obviously see it right. The injury with Nakobe Dean, he's got the Liz Frank injury. So now he's going to be out for a while. So, and the way that he was playing, I'm okay with having Zach Cunningham. I'm okay with those guys at that level and the performance that you're getting.
Yeah,
but I need to see more pressure. Right?
I look at it this way. I look at it as the bump and run is extremely successful. Yes, you're afraid of getting beat for a deep ball. Okay, I'd rather get beat on a deep ball than constantly get beat for 30 yards on slant plays or crossing routes across the middle where the quarterback has 5 seconds to throw the ball. Get these wide receivers off their mark, bump them, you can fucking beat the fuck out of them within 5 yards, beat the shit out of them, push them, knock them off their route, get the timing all thrown off, because when quarterbacks have 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds to fucking throw the ball, someone's going to be open. And that's the problem. Like your defensive line needs to get home. When you send the blitz and the way Jalen Carter's playing, the way this defensive line is playing, you knock these guys off and you make fucking these guys hold the ball for longer than 2-3 seconds, they're going to get a sack. Every single play, there's someone almost always there. But the problem is we're off 10, 15 yards. Everything is coming out as a quick hitter. It's easy to get the plays off. It's easy to not get sacks because of the way your fucking secondary is playing. If your secondary is playing 10 to 15 yards off every single fucking time, someone's going to be open.
Yep.
Right.
So how do you expect the defensive line to get home? It's not that our defensive line is playing poorly. It's not the fact that we're not getting pressure. We're getting pressure. But when the quarterback's doing a 3-step drop and getting rid of the ball in less than a second, there's nothing we can do about it. And then those plays go for 30 yards because there's nobody around the cover. Like, it's just getting annoying. It's the same fucking game plan every fucking week, and it's sickening.
Yeah, like, you got to get your hands up. Like they got to start. You got to start combating that with the blocked pass, with the knockdowns and the pass, like the pass disruptions. Getting your arms up when you know that you see the game plan evolve and you see that everything is a short drop. Everything is, 3 steps and out. You got to have that head count in your mind that, like, I know by 2-3 seconds, I got to have my arms in the air just to be disruptive. But
1 Mississippi 2, hand up.
Right. And just get, even if it's just a visual disruption between you or between the quarterback and the wide receiver, you got to do something so that you move these guys off their mark, so that they gotta so that you get them on the run, because that puts Sweat and Reddick in the prime position to be able to make plays. Because you see them coming off the edge and they're right there. They're getting home, but they're like half a second too late.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the other side of the ball, because I would say that, like, the offensive game plan, minus a couple of things, was probably the most creative that we've seen this season. What are your thoughts on the formations? Saw a lot of motion, saw a lot of creativity.
They missed Juergens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The run
But
is nearly not as effective without
Until he
Jurgens.
gets back.
And hopefully he comes back. Should he be back after the bye?
Yeah. Well, he
I think
came
so.
off that he was eligible for that window, but they just weren't. They didn't feel
Good.
comfortable.
Yeah, give him the
enough.
extra week. Yeah, give him the
Yeah,
extra
he'll
week.
be fine. I can almost guarantee he'll be back for the Kansas
Yeah.
City. But I
And
think they've really altered and changed their approach for the run game because of him not being there. You know, you had Opeta, and then they decided to go another route this week with Steen in there, which I was kind of thrown for a loop of that. But you can definitely tell the difference in the run game with Opeta being in there and then Steen being in there now.
Yeah.
And thank God for his presence of mind, knowing where the freaking balls were twice, because I think he fell on both of those fumbles.
yeah,
Or
He
he
did.
fell on at least one of those fumbles. Thank
he
God
fell on the Swift
behind
one.
But
Yeah.
hey, I got a question for you. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see a screen pass in this game. When's the last time you saw this team run a screen pass?
It's been weeks.
Now we do. No, the week before we did a wide receiver screen to.
No, I mean to a running back.
Wait, what? What is that?
Run a screen pass.
What is a
screen
screenplay to a running back?
Like where he leaks out of the backfield and they dump it off and they get the blockers in front of him.
I don't think they have that in their playbook.
They don't.
I don't think that's.
Well,
in their
they might want to consider trying it.
We're the only team that does not have a
I don't
screen.
understand it. Like, what do they have? Like a mental block with that play?
No, because we're so fucking heavy on the RPO that we just. I don't think they can. I understand. Like sometimes we line up in the formation and Jalen doesn't do the fake handoff, but usually when he does that, the running back's out wide, and it's him by himself. So I guess there might be something with cadence why they can't do that, or just timing. But they need. I mean, why not factor in the screenplay? Like, it's not hard to do, and you have the best offensive line to do it behind. And you have Swift. That would be fucking deadly.
He would be the perfect back for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of wild. It is wild to see like how they have certain things where they have success and then they don't go back to it. It really does boggle my mind as far as what that approach could be.
Yeah.
But I did like so the most impressive play for me on offense, right? The touchdown pass to Devontae Smith down the line, perfect placement. It really was nice to be able to see the way that they were able to spread the ball out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, everybody was healthy, which that's not the case now. So you're going to have to see, and you have that extra week for game planning now that Goddard, is going to miss probably, I guess, 4 games. I mean, he was a great blocker. He was a great receiver. He was great with the tush push. It's going to be interesting to see how they adjust their game. The Eagles adjust their thinking and their approach to these games while he's out. And my question is, who's going to step up and kind of
Alberto, baby. Alberto.
I hope he's ready. I mean, I don't even think they've thrown him the ball yet.
Nah, he's
you're going to see probably a combination of those 3 guys, right? You're going to see a combination of Stoll and Calcaterra and Alberto, because not all 3 of them do a skill that Goddard does, but none of them do everything that Goddard does, right? The way that the addition that he is in the run game, the way that he has the ability to have the run after catch. So my guess is that you're going to see, you're not going to see a whole lot of double tight end sets, right? You're probably going to see a little bit more Julio Jones in the slot. You're going to see some combination of putting, 3 of those big body guys with size on the same side of the field. You're going to have to be creative. I think, Joe, the point that you just brought up, I think they're going to that because you take Goddard out of the game plan now, you have to insert something else in its place. And I feel like the screen game is a great place to go because you can get
fantastic place.
Right. The one play that Goddard, the play where Goddard kind of creeps across the formation and gets the ball basically in the flat. You have to get DeAndre Swift in those things, right? I'm looking for formations where, you have Swift and Penny on this field at the same time. You have Swift and Gainwell. You create those matchups in the guys that you're bringing on the field. It's going to take a lot of creativity. And I think, you've got 2 weeks to be able to get ready for this Monday night game against the Chiefs. I'm looking at the two guys that we've just talked about, the offense and defensive coordinator, because the schedule that's coming up, I don't feel like it's not nearly as gauntlet like as we thought going into the season.
No, because the Bills fucking look terrible.
The Bills look very, 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 very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right. The 49ers are going to play. You're going to play them at home. You're going to play them and the Bills at home.
Yeah.
The 49ers look suspect. And Brock, we talked last week, Brock Purdy looks like he's coming back down to earth. And then you're going to go play December 10th at the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game after that where you thought like you're going to probably stay out in the West Coast and go to Seattle. Seattle gets its doors blown off by Baltimore.
Yeah. Baltimore's rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a team to watch.
They're scary.
That's
defense.
If Lamar can remain accurate, they're fucking deadly. That's all they have to do is have Lamar just be accurate and just slow down.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. That fucking team's scary.
And then you look at the last 3 weeks of the schedule, right? Look how beneficial that could be. Because you got 3 wins at the end of that schedule. You got the Giants who, are starting, a guy who I don't think anybody knew about before the season. Danny starting the star of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Quarterback now. He's not just an actor.
I'm the trash man. I throw trash.
And then, you got those 3 games on the back end of their schedule, right? And think about it, like you could drop 3 of these games and still finish with 13 wins.
Yeah.
Which at this rate is enough to be the number 1 seed.
Right.
I think the next few weeks, Kansas City, that's going to be a game. I'm still going to give it. I'm still giving it to the Birds if the Birds come out and actually are healthy. I think we get Juergens back, we get Roby back. Jalen Hurts if he's actually able to run, because that's another thing that was killing the running game. Jalen Hurts no threat to run because of the knee injury. The RPO is kind of, and I think you kind of have to shy away from that. You want to give the illusion that he can run, but he really can't. So maybe we go away from the RPO because teams know, all right, it is going to be a handoff. Like he is not running like he is. You're not going to call design runs for him because his knee's fucked. So give him the 2 weeks off. It's perfect. They come back Monday night. I'm still taking that as a win. I'm taking the Bills as a win. Taking the 49ers as a win. Probably going to lose to Seattle because we just play terrible there. We win 4 out of the next 6. We're in a great spot. We're in a great spot. And Dallas has to go up against the same people that we do. And I don't see them going 4-2. I see them going 2-4 at best because they're not fucking good. They're just not that good.
Rich, think about this swing, right? Because now you're up 2.5 games on the Cowboys in the division, right? If that game for whatever reason swings the other way, right, and they lose that game, and now they're within a game and a half. And then you look at the Cowboys schedule coming up, right? In the next couple weeks,
Giants.
like the Giants, Panthers, Commanders.
Oof.
Like, you know, at a stretch in the season where the Eagles are going to play the Chiefs, the Bills, and the 49ers, right? So that momentum swing of
Do we
being
play the
able to
Panthers?
now,
No.
we do not. No, that is one of those like second place versus second place.
Hmm.
We play the AFC
East.
but then all the other teams that they play are all teams that finish in second place in their division.
Oh,
So
weird.
yeah, but that win was that was the momentum of this win is that you now put 2.5 games of separation between yourself and the next team, and now you're looking at a time where you have some wiggle room to play with over the course of the next couple games, and then all the momentum is going to swing on that game on December 10th in Dallas, where you haven't won in a really in a hot minute. So
Yeah,
they're gonna have their work cut out for them, but it's an impressive stretch for them right now. So
I mean, they got Giants. They should beat Giants. Carolina, they should win. Washington, they should win. But then Seattle, us, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit. In that stretch of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, bruh, I don't, bruh, I don't see the Cowboys soaring like the birds.
not at all. Not at all. Well, gentlemen, we're going to take not a commercial break, but we're going to take a fantasy football break.
Hell yeah!
Get some fantasy advice from Coach Trav, and then on the back end, we'll talk some fun stuff.
Is he going to say he's
What
in
up,
first
boys?
place?
Drunk on Broad. It's Travis here from Losing Sucks Fantasy Football website and podcast. Coming to you after week 9, right before week 10. There are a lot of you that are 3-6, 4-5. Give you some strategy for what to do there in just a few minutes. I'm going to start with a couple of sleepers that I think can contribute immediately. You're probably seeing this after the waiver wire, but if not, check your waivers, see if they're there. You might be able to buy them cheap if they've already been taken. Keaton Mitchell, Baltimore Ravens running back. He's going to get some work along with Gus Edwards. I know Gus is the guy, but Mitchell coming off of a over 130 total yard performance and a touchdown. Throw in a waiver bid if you have time. If not, again, shoot a small offer. See if you can get him for cheap. He has some upside. If Gus were to go down, he has that league-winning upside of a backfield to himself. So those are types of guys that you really want to try to target. Wide receiver Demario Douglas led the Patriots receivers in yards and targets in Week 9. It is a thin room in New England right now, and he has some juice. I am liking Demario Douglas as a flex play this week, especially in PPR formats. I think he catches 5 or 6 balls. A couple of buy low guys. I want to spend the next 2-3 minutes talking about buy low and what that means for this point in the season. So here's some names for guys that I'm trying to actively buy. I've been doing so myself. Hollywood Brown, with Kyler Murray coming back, I think is going to consistently be a top 15 to 20 option going forward. Jalen Waddle on bye week. He's been quiet, but we know Jalen Waddle is incredibly talented. We know he's a top 20 guy when he comes back for the rest of the year. Pretty tough schedule, but he and Tyreek Hill matchup proof. Josh Jacobs is finally getting it going again. Joe Mixon, James Conner, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, TJ Hawkinson, and Trey McBride. Those are some names. I know I went through them fast, but I think those are names that you can target for a very fair price right now, and will have very strong second half of the season numbers. A couple of defensive streamers for Week 10 specifically. Seattle at home versus Washington, and New England at home versus the Colts. Sam Howell's been really good for fantasy, but defenses against Washington have done really well, and Seattle at home, I think, can take advantage of that. I think they're a double-digit point defense this week. And New England, we know Belichick at home versus somebody like Gardner Minshew. Yes, Minshew can put up some numbers for fantasy, but they will turn the ball over. And I think the Patriots not really have a prove-it game, but I think they have a, hey, we're at our own house. We're not going to let Gardner Minshew come in here and beat us. So I think Patriots defense wakes up. They should also have double digits this week. Okay, so for the quick strategy talk, we're at the point in the season where if you're 3-6 or 4-5, you need to be trading away the guys that are on bye week for you. Not necessarily trading them cheap, but it is time to look to move the guys from Miami, from Philly if you have to. Your DeAndre Swifts, if you can move Swift for a Jonathan Taylor type or somebody that has already had their bye or is not having their bye in the next 1 to 2 weeks, every week now is a single game season for you. So on the other side of that coin, if you are a top 4 seed, if you're 6-3 or 5-4 or 7-2, now you're hunting those bye week players. You're going and buying Jalen Waddle. You're buying Devontae Smith. It's time to take advantage of the teams that have to win right now. So I can help. If you guys have questions as far as how do we get that trade done, you can send me your lineup, send me a couple of opponents' lineups that are dealing with these bye issues, and we can figure out how to get that trade done. But now's the time to be looking. We got trade deadlines approaching here in the next couple weeks, and teams are in must-win situations with 5 weeks left in the season. So time to get active. Again, the buy list right now, I'll run through it one more time. Hollywood Brown, Jalen Waddle, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, James Conner, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, TJ Hawkinson, and Trey McBride. Those are the target names for this week. DM me your lineups, DM me your questions. We'll help you figure it out. Just win. Losing sucks. Go Birds. Keep it rolling. 8-1. Talk to y'all soon.
All right, Coach Trav.
Birds, baby. Go fucking Birds. Shout out to Coach Trav, number 1 seed in the Drunk on Broad Fantasy League. Bastard. As he should be. As he should be. Thank you
Chris,
for CJ.
You ready for a wild stat?
Yes.
Because Ginger Jesus found himself a new squad.
Yeah, he's on the Rams.
He's on the Rams.
It all came
What if I told you that since 2017,
yes,
where would you rank Carson Wentz in terms of QB touchdowns since 2017? So passing and running. Where would Carson Wentz rank?
10th.
On the fucking money. Look at you.
Boom. That was just a guess. That's all.
Number 10.
You just Googled it.
I Googled it with my mind. I have Google glasses on. You can't see them. Take them off.
That to me, that blew my mind. Because I'm like,
but when you're a dickhead human being and you're a fucking terrible teammate, you're not going to make it in this league. Shout out to JC Jackson. Throw him on that list of dickhead teammates and terrible human beings. You see that he got fucking traded for peanuts. Back Diggs, what's up? Is that Trayvon? Is that Trayvon Diggs? Yeah, it is. Trayvon Diggs is in the house. Look at that. Sorry for your loss. Look at that. What's up?
all right.
What's up? But yeah, if you see J.C. Jackson got traded from the Chargers for a bag of peanuts, and now he was left off the plane for being unreliable.
Gotta love that.
Like, you're a pro football player. The only thing you're supposed to do is be playing football. How are you unreliable? It makes me fucking laugh. You got all the talent in the world. You're one of the best corners in the league, and you're just like, I'm just done. Like, it makes no fucking sense. But this is what happens.
Wow.
Like, Carson Wentz, good for him. He's backing up Matthew Stafford. Let's be real. They needed a competent backup because Brett or Brian Ripien, whatever the fuck his name is not a good
Mark? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What's that,
Mark,
Joe?
kid, right? Mark Rippon that was the quarterback for the.
Yeah, that's his kid.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys want to try to guess the guys ahead of him?
All right, yeah. So ahead of him, I would say Matthew Stafford's ahead of him.
Yep. He's at 154.
Okay.
So Carson Wentz at number 10 has 135.
It's 2017. 135.
Is Tom Brady still on there?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say Tom Brady. Tom Brady has to be there.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is at 156.
Joe Burrow.
I don't think so.
Joe Burrow's not on there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, too late. It's too. He's too new. Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes is number 1 at 209.
Wow.
You're never going to believe the guy who's number 2.
Joe Flacco.
No.
Carson Palmer. I'm just throwing names.
Nope.
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill is not. Tannehill is at 108. Tannehill's he's like 16.
Dak.
Prescott is ahead of him at 156. Yeah, he and Josh Allen are tied.
All right, so how many guys we have left?
All right, so you gave me Mahomes, you gave me Brady, you gave me Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford.
So there's 5 guys ahead of him?
Yep.
Oh, man, who are we looking at?
They're all active but one.
Geno? Is Geno on there?
Geno Smith is not on there.
Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes is not on there. Danny
Damn.
Pettis.
I forgot he had these career 40-yard touchdown years.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Kirk
Cousins is number.
Yeah,
he's number 2.
Oh,
Kirk
Aaron
Cousins is
Rodgers.
number 2.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers. Yep.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
So the other guy's not active?
Last guy's not active.
Oh, then Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football.
No,
Johnny.
he's Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. Yeah, it had to be Matt Ryan.
The one who've always gotten.
Yeah.
28-3.
That's crazy. 28-3.
That's right. Wild stuff though. But all right, so talk about CJ Stroud. What a phenomenal week. I mean, he shows like electric stones and just gets the ball back. They're down and just runs the length of the field. Puts up 470 yards, 5 touchdowns. Just looks every bit of the guy that you want in charge of your offense.
The most impressive thing to me is he doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't turn the ball over. And that's
got one. I think he's
one
got
interception. One interception. He has the most snaps and most pass attempts ever out of any rookie without throwing an interception. Then he finally throws one, which honestly, one arid throw, whatever. You chalk that up. That could have won either way. It's just fucking crazy to see what CJ Stroud's doing. And CJ Stroud, we all knew was good coming out of Ohio State. He was probably the best quarterback they had, probably the smartest quarterback they ever had. No offense to Cordaro Jones. No offense.
Oh, gosh. Jesus.
Back finish school, Cordaro. But the kid's got a fucking talent. And it's the best thing to happen to him was not being selected 1 overall. He did really get lucky and not go to a shitbag organization as the Carolina Panthers. He has young weapons down there. I mean, we were waiting for the emergence of Nico Collins for about 3 years, and you're seeing that. You're seeing Tank Dell be a fucking monster, and Noah Brown, tight end / wide receiver, doing great. Dalton Schultz. The only thing that they're truly missing is a standout offensive line, because their offensive line is putrid. You know, they have Laramie Tunsil, and they haven't had a bunch of their starters all season. And their running game is non-existent, which is mind-boggling to me. But it happens when you have a bad offensive line. But he's making plays with his legs. He is scrambling and just playing backyard football. And it's shit you'd like to see. And, you know, I'm happy to see the kid. It was like watching Anthony Richardson when he was healthy.
Early on.
So much fun to see these new wave of quarterbacks come in and not suck ass. And then you have
It's true.
And then you have Bryce. And you're like, fuck. Like, does the kid have it? Is he in a bad situation? Is it a little bit of both? Is coaching terrible? Well, all the above for Carolina. But CJ Stroud got lucky being for Houston with the weapons and the coach that he has and D'Amico Ryans. And I just wish that dude all the best and just keep balling out, because it's cool to see the young guys taking over, because you're seeing spots on teams being secured. And I don't have to see fucking retreads like Carson Wentz and fucking everybody else in the league who's like, I'll take this guy from the scrap heap. He's going to be my starter. It's like, fuck this shit. I'm like, I'm done. It's like, how many times can I see Ryan Fitzpatrick start week 1 for a fucking team? It's because their kids weren't ready, or the quarterbacks weren't that deep or that good. And now you're seeing quarterbacks actually come out and be good. I'm excited to see it.
You're seeing that a little bit with the Jets too, right? They're
Zach Wilson's fucking ass.
He's fucking
He
terrible.
sucks.
And I'm really surprised.
Fucking brain of a fucking walnut.
I'm really surprised that they didn't go out and make a move at the trade deadline. Like,
because
you have
Robert Shaw is a fucking idiot.
They're so screwed offensively.
They are.
But, like,
they do not give two fucks about their offense, but they still need to score to win.
They're so stuck. Well, I mean, Rodgers is going to be back. They're just trying. Here's the question. I mean, they're right. What are they? 4-4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a chance, if they're still in the mix, that he comes back at the end of the year?
They needed to win Monday night and then this week for them to be 6-4 and then have Rodgers come back.
Gotcha.
So now it's looking a little tough.
Yeah.
Right. And did you see the post game clip, him talking to the guy from the Chargers saying, I'll be back soon?
Oh, he's going to be back soon.
Then he's throwing the ball. He's dropping back. Like, I mean, he's not running or taking hits, but it's pretty remarkable how normal he looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at this point, but that to me really surprised me. Right. And I'm looking at another guy that, in Josh Dobbs, right? Josh Dobbs is on his fifth team in 2 years, and, they have an injury to the quarterback. He steps in. He gets traded on Tuesday, and just kind of balls out and plays.
He was traded on Tuesday. Didn't show up to the facility until the afternoon on Wednesday. Barely practiced on Thursday because it's a walkthrough, and then there's no practice. And then they come out and they fucking smoke Atlanta. Arthur Smith's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's another idiot. And you know who his dad is? Arthur Smith's dad is the founder of FedEx.
Yep.
Yeah. He's worth $5.8 billion. So, Arthur, go suck on daddy's tit and get some money and get out of the fucking NFL. Like, it's not even fantasy-wise. Like, we're just talking football now. But why the fuck do you draft Bijan Robinson and he's standing on the sidelines?
He's a joke.
You need to win.
Organization is so screwed.
Kyle Pitts is your best wide receiver on the field.
Here's my
what?
Is he good? Is he really good, or do they just have no clue on how to use him?
Bro, I've watched multiple games with Atlanta where Kyle Pitts is wide open on the left side of the field and they're not even looking at him. They showed one angle.
Right there.
He put a fucking move to where the defender was like on his ass 30 yards down the field going like this, throwing the flag up, and Desmond Ridder is staring at the other side, and it was like a 2-yard pass that was incomplete, and then Kyle Pitts just goes and then starts walking back.
Yeah. He'll be
it's-
going. He's gonna ask out.
I was gonna say those are dudes that are waiting for their contracts to expire.
He's
Like,
gonna ask
give me
out. Yeah.
like, get me the fuck out of here.
And it's like he's staying quiet. He's not like, I'm not going to be a prima donna about this. I'm not going to want to piss people off and say I want to be traded. I'm just going to act like I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm going to float under the radar. And they're going to be like, oh, that franchise tag, should we use it on him? Nah, you just use it on somebody else.
Yeah.
It's going to walk. But it's like shitty organizations. Why do you draft these players then if you don't fucking use them?
Yep. Hey, go
Well,
back
because they're shitty organizations.
Yeah.
go back to that Houston game where they won. I think it was like 39-30. It was like some high score. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the running back kick a field goal in that game to win it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about that,
I mean,
Joe, because that was fucking awesome.
I thought
Dare
like,
Agumbawale, baby. Yeah,
Oh,
Kaimi
bonus
Fairbairn.
points for pronunciation there.
Yeah.
Dare Agumbawale was taking the practice kicks because Jaime Fairbairn got hurt.
Rich, did you ever do a spelling bee?
I did a few times.
Yeah. Well, I can tell.
Yeah, I lost most of them because my dad was the one who was,
Well, you won
was
this.
doing the words.
You won this time, buddy.
Thank you.
You won this time.
Pronunciation for Dare Agumbawale and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You won this time, pal.
Yeah. He gave me temporarily. I was 10. Nobody can fucking spell that. I can't spell it now. You spell temporarily. Yeah, it's tough.
Temporarily, I forget.
But yeah, Dare kicking the 29-yard field goal, and it was a good kick. I mean, that's the fun shit about football that I like. Like,
Yeah.
and you know that Patrick Mahomes is the Chiefs' emergency kicker, right?
No way.
If anything happens to Bucker, Patrick Mahomes is the Chiefs' emergency kicker.
Wow.
Yeah.
So-
He'd be if he ever kicked a field goal, it'd be the most expensive field goal try in the history of the NFL. I'm for that. I'm for saying some shit like that because to me that's fun.
When we send one of our goons out for the Kansas City game, we need to take out their kickers.
Take out Bucker just so we can see Patrick Mahomes kick a 30-yard field goal. $500 million man kicking a field goal.
Kicking field goals.
God, that's fucking
dude,
awesome.
that's why I love football.
Did you see the clips from practice? They had Cam Jurgens, Mariota, and Boston Scott all kicking as the fake tryout for the emergency kicker.
Oh my
and
god!
who was the best?
The guy that got closest was fucking Jurgens.
Who's our emergency kicker?
I would pay a fucking $1 million. I would love to see him be the guy that would have to come out and kick like the straight toe. That place would be fucking
the
electric.
Roger Ruzek, Tony's and Tejas barefoot.
Oh,
Who's our emergency guy? Is it our punter?
I think it's our punter.
Brandon
It would
Mann?
probably be the punter.
Yo, he had some good punts. I'm
He's
not gonna
doing
lie.
well.
He is doing well.
He's doing
Yeah.
well.
Sipas would never. Sipas.
He's got a bunch inside the 10. Like, so Adam, our fantasy teams. Well, if it's any consolation prize, I lost all 5 games I played this weekend. So there's always next week.
My 0-6 team is now 3-6, so I'm on a roll. I'm digging myself out of a hole. Yeah, it was only a matter of time because I have a really good fucking team. It's just I kept putting up 130 and everybody was putting up 150. What can I do? I would beat everybody every week, but ran into buzzsaws. How about you, Joe?
I feel like I'm so out of touch with all that. People are sending me trades and like last minute, like just trying to get my lineup in. I get so distracted during the week because of driving. Like it's not like I'm sitting at a desk or I'm.
Oh yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're practiced for time.
Let's check my lineup, and I'm like, well, if I check my lineup right now, I could get fired.
Yeah, or crash into somebody. I'm not doing it.
One or the other or both. I'm like, you know what? Probably not the best idea.
Listen,
Adam's 8-1.
Adam's 8-1. Listen, Adam, I think at one point you did share with us some of the guys that you got, and I think we're all pretty convinced that you drafted every team in that league.
Adam, I think you're in a 3-man league, and I think you drafted them all. you're kicking ass.
Well, listen, the last fun topic I wanted to bring up, right? The announcement comes out early in October that flag football is going to be part of the 2028 Olympics. Excited? Not excited?
I do not want to see who's playing for fucking Switzerland, Europe.
It's gonna be something that you want to get really hammered and watch.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia versus fucking Korea. Like, I don't want to watch that.
It might be good drunk.
Yeah, it might be good drunk. It's going to be fun.
There's a lot of good things that are good.
Listen, the part that has me curious is the countries that have teams that maybe might consist of your Jordan Mailata rugby guys that like all you got to do is get somebody to throw you the ball. I'm curious to see what that would look like.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what the it's really the only time that they'll have spring football that will actually matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's going to come down to, I think, athleticism, like speed.
Yeah, it's also
what countries have the fastest players?
And a guy.
Will you have guys double up? You're gonna have Usain Bolt play for Jamaica,
There you go.
right?
Yes.
You got to get the Olympic sprinters. I'm sure you know. I'm curious to see
Devin Allen,
John Ross. This is perfect for those guys. Speedsters.
like it's the one.
Deshaun. Hey, Deshaun, you got anything left in the tank?
Deshaun Jackson. Let me see Jamal Charles out there.
He's got speed to burn.
Chris
Where's
Johnson?
TJ Spiller?
Oh,
God,
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
They all went in. I'm just like, come on, guys. That'd be insane. That would be insane.
But it's the one time that they'll have that they can represent their country because it's the one sport that is a professional sport that isn't represented in the Olympics. Yeah. So I'm curious. to see what it's like.
That's super interesting.
But we'll conquer that 5 years from now. So
hell yeah.
Lots of time to talk about it.
What's the age cutoff? Do you think we still got it? Are we still eligible?
I got to go out there and start slanging the pigskin. I'll be almost 40. Jesus Christ. I can't do it.
They better have plenty of oxygen on the sideline.
Can we drink? Are we allowed to drink?
Yeah.
What's going to be available on the sidelines? Extra electrolytes.
Electrolytes and Happy Dads. Sponsor somebody.
What do we got for final thoughts, fellas?
Final thoughts, man. NFL, be better. Your referees, your enforcements of penalties, your not allowed to hit the quarterback, your blatant missing of calls for good teams. It's just outrageous. There's been so much bad officiating and bad football this year that it just makes everything that much harder to watch when it isn't your own team. Thank God for the red zone, because if I was stuck watching half of these games with these bullshit fucking teams and these bullshit referees, it would be really painful because some of these games are just officiated so terribly now. And all these old fucking dudes trying to run up and down the sidelines, get rid of them. Everybody was complaining, we can't have women refs. Well, guess what? They're in better shape than most of the men, and they can fucking see. Give me some young referees. Give me a new crop. And I want to see better officiated games. And get rid of these fucking dumb fines. If it didn't affect the game, you weren't penalized on it, and you didn't hurt anybody, there shouldn't be a fine. If you change it to flag football, then change it. If not, do better.
The good thing about when you know they give out the dollar amounts and these guys get popped for this, they get popped for that. I don't know if all of it does or a good majority of it goes to charity.
Yeah,
it does go to charity.
The devil's advocate part. Some of these guys who are getting these fines, that is their game check.
Right. So some of these guys, they're rookies or they're on a check to check deal. It really. That's a lot. That's that's their livelihood. Like that's how they're surviving. And I would hope that the teams would compensate them for that.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, you would think. You would hope.
Joe, you got a final thought?
Final thoughts. Shout out to Jason.
Hey,
Jason
Jay.
Yay. That's where I was going.
We haven't seen him on here in a little bit. He's got some things going on in his life, all for the good. I'm not going to get into this, but shout out to Jay. He's doing really well. Things are on the up with him, and it's been a great few months for him. He's really gotten himself together and gotten his life on track and really headed in an amazing direction. So shout out to Jay. We're all thinking of him, thoughts and prayers. But he's doing great.
Good.
He's doing.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Jay's had a rough go of it in the last year, and finally nice to see some stuff turning around. Some a lot of stuff going in his direction, and just always trying to look at that positive end, and finally nice to see him kind of be able to see that too. So
love you, brother.
Yeah, Jay.
Rich, take us home.
Well, you stuck around. You fucked around. You found out. We're drunk on broad. Don, Joe, and Rich. Jay will be back eventually. Shout out to Jay. We miss you, brother. But keep doing great things. But as always, fuck Dallas. Fuck Deshaun Watson. Fuck Spike Eskin. Fuck James Harden, your ugly beard. Fuck you, Jonathan Gannon. Fuck you, Jonathan Gannon. Who are we missing? Ben Simmons. Oh, big fuck you. Oh, big fuck you to Ben Simmons. Nah, Davion, I let him be. He's not. Oh, Josh McDaniel. Oh, you fucking idiot. Fuck you too. You know what? Bill Belichick's whole coaching tree. Fuck you guys, because you ruin everything.
What about Matt Patricia?
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
What about Matt Patricia?
He's a piece of shit too. Shout out to Darius Slay for putting him in his place.
Hey,
but we're drunk on broad.
Hey, we gotta send another shout out. Trayvon Diggs for checking in. Yeah,
shout out to Trayvon Diggs. Thanks for coming in, man.
Nice.
Appreciate you.
Even though you're on the wrong side, we appreciate you checking in.
We appreciate you checking in. Sorry for your loss.
We'll see.
All right.
Go Birds!
Listen, don't forget next week.
Fantasy,
mid-season fantasy special. Coach Trav going to be on with us live.
Let's go.
Don't forget to check that out.
Big news.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Let's go.
Vonsey Brewing Company is a 20-barrel, 16,000 square foot microbrewery with a 2,500 square foot tasting room, including a spacious outside beer gardens in Norristown, PA, in the heart of Montgomery County. The Vonsey family is part of the family that started C. Schmidt and Son Brewing in 1860. Stop in Wednesday through Sunday and taste a variety of draft and 16-ounce cans of originally brewed beer and tell them the Drunk on Broad crew sent you. Vonsey Brewing is located at 1210 Stenbridge Street, Suite 300 in Norristown. Cheers.
Team Clicks are the only glasses for real sports fans. With interchangeable arms, you can support all of your favorite teams, or even make and create custom options as well. These die-hard sports fans have realized that sports fans needed something other than face paint to show their love and passion for their teams. Go to teamclicks.com/DOB and show your love for your hometown team.
La Torrens' curated collection of men's and women's watches is a perfect investment that lasts for years to come and fits perfectly with your every outfit and style. Our range of classic watches aren't just a great perfect formal and casual accessory, but a time machine that takes you back to memories. Explore our collection of timeless watches that can reflect your taste, personality, and personal style. Our exclusive collection of carefully curated, affordable luxury watches is what you need to make a personalized style statement. You can take pride in your prized possession, handing it over to the next generations as your most loved asset that they can also own and display with the same pride. These high-quality pieces stand the test of time, giving exceptional value and return on your investment. Go to live-touraim.com and use code DOB at checkout and get 10% off.
If you're looking for unique sports apparel, check out Streaker Sports. They've dug deep into the archives and have brought back some incredible defunct team logos and have even created entire defunct league collections. They also have collections paying homage to sports culture, including the Miracle on Ice, Slap Shot, Caddyshack, the Mighty Ducks, and even have a license with Wiffle Ball and USA Hockey. Only for Drunk on Broad listeners, use code BROAD at checkout to get 10% off anything at streakersports.com. Again, that's 10% off anything at streakersports.com with discount code BROAD.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.